Hey guys, this is Chelsea Joy, and this is going to be your short yin practice today. And we are going to be focusing on using household items. So we're going to actually use a towel today. So if you have a towel, hopefully you do, a nice big hand towel. I think actually this is bigger than a hand towel. Actually, I think this is actually a bath mat, funny enough, but that works. But what we want to make sure is that we have a towel that is going to be larger than the width of our shoulders. So that's really important. So just make sure you just pause this video if you can and just go grab a towel. We're gonna need that for our practice today. And one of my biggest things is I love being able to use these household items because it just goes to show we can do yoga anywhere. We don't need to have a studio. We don't need to have a teacher necessarily right there with us, but we do need to have our own perseverance in being able to, and resourcefulness in being able to kind of source these things around our house. So I used my little baseball at one point, and today we're going to use a towel. So just make sure you grab that towel. Again, just a bit wider than the width of your shoulders here. So what we're going to get started with today, just keeping your towel in your hand. We're going to stand about hip width distance. I'll stand side on from you guys. But what we're going to start with here is just bend forward, allow the knees to, just allow the legs to be straight for now. Don't bend the knees. And we're going to grab the towel with our palms facing upward towards the sky. And we're just simply going to fold forward, fold all the way forward towards our feet, and allow the towel, again, palms facing toward the sky, allow those arms to go up overhead. Now, if you only have the range, say here, that's completely fine, or even here, that's totally fine as well. It's not about what it looks like, it's about about the feeling that we want through our shoulders and through our arms. So in any case, no matter what it looks like, we want that gentle pulling this way towards the ground. And we're just going to start swaying side to side. So as we sway to the left side, we're going to bring that right hand over to our right foot. And as we sway to our right, we're going to bring that left hand all the way to our left foot. So just really gently here, back and forth, back and forth. And we want to create this beautiful movement here, and you can start bending your knees as well. We just want that really nice movement. Allow your tummy to just hang heavy. Don't need to hold on to anything in your stomach. Just want those arms to get nice and supple here. Feels so nice. And allow that space in your lower back as well. So we don't want to crunch, we don't want to hold ourselves up. We want to really just fold as far forward as possible. Again, if you're just here, that's completely fine. Doesn't matter what it looks like. We just want to make sure that we get that nice opening in our arms, back and forth. Let's breathe into this. Big breath in. Slow breath out. Wonderful. Now, if you have the range, I want you to hold it on one side. So I'm doing my right side at the moment. And then I want you to bend your right knee and bring that right hand as close to the floor beside your right foot as possible. You're going to feel this huge opening. I feel it at the moment in your left shoulder. Feels really nice. So we're going to breathe into this. Big breath in, pulling that right hand closer to the foot. And big breath out and bringing it all the way over to the other side. We're going to feel much different on one side to the other. You're going to notice that one hand doesn't get quite as close to that foot as you'd like. For me, it's definitely on this side. For a lot of us right-handed people, we're going to be tighter on the right side because we use that side much more. Big breath in here. Slow breath out, pulling that arm a little bit closer to that left foot. Beautiful. Coming back to center now. And this time, just drape the towel over your lower back for a moment. And we just want to wiggle out our hands. Wiggle out the hands. And then we're going to grab the towel so that our palms are facing down now. So our palms are facing toward the ground. And then very, very gently, Again, we're gonna bring our arms up overhead. So you're gonna feel this in a much different place than last time, than when our palms were faced upward. And again, we're just gonna sway back and forth a few times. I know for me, on this side, I can get my hands a bit closer to the ground. It's gonna be different for everyone depending on where you hold your tension, where you're gonna be tighter. So again, we're gonna sway back and forth. And again, doing the same on this side, we're gonna bring our right hand all the way to our right foot. Breathing in, bring it all the way to the other foot. Do that a couple times. Please, if you feel like you're holding on to any tension in your shoulders here, I encourage you just to let it drop as much as possible. Again, if you don't have that much of a range, say if you're here, you are going to have to use a little more force on this, but just really gently pulling them towards the ground. If you do have the range, just allow those arms to hang heavy overhead. Back and forth. So again, right hand to right foot, left hand to left foot, and just go with your breath. We're not going to time it. I just want you to go back and forth a few times, but really opening up. So as you venture over to your left foot, you're going to keep your right leg nice and straight. You're going to feel that beautiful opening in the right hamstring, and then the same on the other side. So opening up that left shoulder, and hopefully you'll feel that opening in the left hamstring as well. Beautiful. A couple more times. And slowly back to center, keeping those legs straight, readjusting your feet so your toes are pointed towards, away from you, I should say. And then we're just gonna really, really sink into this, creating space in that lower back. Big breath in, and we're gonna nod our head, shaking yes and no and side to side. With every breath, just allow yourself to come a little bit closer to the ground. Beautiful. Bend the knees. Drop the towel in front of you. Bring the arms to the floor. Hands to the floor, I should say. Big breath in. Folding all the way over your legs. Slight bend in the knees. And coming all the way down into a yogi squat. Oh goodness. Alright, I'm going to face towards you guys now. Just stay in your squat. Keep your towel where it is, close by to you. And we're gonna come into this yogi squat with all yogi squats. Again, if you feel your feet can't touch the heels can't touch the ground, you can put, you can either grab a couple more towels and put one towel underneath your heel and then another towel underneath the other heel. But you can also use a pillow if you'd like. So you can use like a big bolster here and then you can just put it underneath. So see how you go. But let's just start out again. Doing that squat, getting comfortable. So what I like to do is rocking side to side first, just to make sure I feel nice and stable and grounded. Because we're always working from the ground up. Bring your arms all the way out using the towel. Big breath in. Big breath out. Close your eyes here if that feels nice for you. Arms all the way up overhead, shining your arms toward the sky. And then arms all the way down. Readjusting if necessary. Bringing your bottom all the way to the mat or the cushion. Bringing the legs all the way out into a V. And you can just scoot back a little bit. All right. And what I like to do in these beautiful forward folds, which we're gonna do, is we're gonna walk our the heels of our feet outward, so we get a nice big stretch from all the way from our hamstrings all the way into our calves. So bringing the arms up overhead again, huge breath in, opening that up. So you want to feel that all the way. Oof, I can feel it. You want to feel that all the way in your biceps, and then you want to feel it opening just underneath your armpits. Big breath in. Coming all the way over to the right. And if you have the range, you can bring your right hand onto your right foot. And then after that, step 2, I'm actually going to grab onto my big toe on the right side. And then you're going to really open up through that left side. Now, if you don't have that range yet, that's okay. Say we're here. All I want you to do is just do the same thing but in midair. So opening up that wingspan really wide. Big breath in. Big breath out. We're going to stay here for a few breaths, no matter where we are. We want to feel that huge opening through our left side. This is a bit of yin and yang here, because we're using some force, using a bit of effort. And this towel is really great because it allows us to gauge where we're at. I think a lot of times in yoga, say if we're just here and the teacher says, open your wingspan, you're going, okay, that feels good enough. But if you have the towel and you do the same thing, you can really feel it because you're actually using your force grabbing onto the towel and opening up at the same time. So it kind of is an added little thing, which is quite nice. And then sometimes it's nicer just to have a totally relaxed yin. It's all about the balance. So we're going to take a big breath in here. Slow breath out. Rest your head on your shoulder if that's available for you. Another big breath in. And coming all the way back up to center. Recalibrating, I want you to take the towel as far back behind you as you can. Closing your eyes. Just for a moment, bringing your head all the way forward. Rolling it all the way around on top of your shoulders. One more big breath. Growing nice and tall and slowly coming all the way to the other side. Taking notice that we might have a little bit of a different range on this side, and that's completely fine. You can grab onto the big toe with your pinky if that feels good for you and open up that wingspan, or if you have this range today, just do the same thing in midair. Wherever you're at today, let's take a huge big breath in. Closing down the eyes, resting the head on the shoulder if that's within your range today. Remembering to keep the feet, the toes pointed towards the sky. Want that nice long line of energy from the hamstrings to the calves. Breathing in again, big breath in. Opening up that wingspan even wider. A few more breaths here. Slowly, slowly, coming all the way back up to center. All right, now I'll come to the side. You guys can stay where you're at, but we are going to stay in this wide-legged pose, and we're going to grab the towel from behind us. We're still going to grab the towel with our palms facing downward, and just grab again on the edges of the towel. For this pose, the wider the better. So try to grab as far out as you can, definitely bigger than shoulder width distance. And before we go down, I was racing ahead of myself. We're going to take a big breath in here, huge breath into the ceiling, looking all the way up, and then slowly coming all the way down. Now again, if you don't have the range, that's completely fine. Please don't be bothered if you don't look a certain way today. Even if you're here, that's fine, but just we want that beautiful pull towards the sky. Using the towel. If you have a pillow, you can always use it. You can always bring it underneath your face and rest your cheek on the pillow. Just stay here for a few breaths. I'm just going to show you, if you don't have that range, feel free using a big pillow and just scrunching up the big pillow so it's just under your face here, and then using the towel. as well. Just like so. If that feels comfortable for you. And remembering that with the breath, with the exhale, we can always move a little bit more into this. Big breath in. Slow breath out, and just bring that right hand all the way to the right foot on the next exhale. If you don't have the range, that's fine. Just bring it energetically towards that right foot, just for a little bit of an opening again in that left shoulder. Breathing in, breathing out. Taking 2 breaths on each side. Big breath in. Coming all the way back up to center. Goodness. So nice. All right, and now we're gonna just bring the towel all the way overhead and drop it in front of us. All right, now your shoulders should be feeling extremely open. Hopefully they're not falling off by now. Oh. All right, now what we're gonna do here is we're gonna remove the cushions first. So back and forth, and we're gonna grab the towel again, and we're gonna just string that around the bottom of our feet here. And first, before we do anything, I want us to take a big breath in. Look towards the ceiling, get nice and tall, imagine space is being created in your lower back, and slowly all the way down. Now if you have the range and you don't need the towel, that's fine. You can just come over, all the way over. Now this is a great thing to do if you don't quite yet have the range to touch your feet. So if we're here, that's fantastic. And I just want us to relax everything except for our biceps. So you're using that beautiful bicep strength to pull yourself forward. Closing the eyes. Big breath in. Slow breath out. Let's take 4 more massive breaths into the belly. Let's take some butterfly breaths. So butterfly breaths again are expanding out from our ribs, imagining our ribs are going outward. Beautiful. Coming all the way back up. And coming into a cross-legged position. And I'm just gonna grab my sound bowl. All right. So, putting the pads of our feet together. And I want us just to close our eyes here. Taking a big breath into the belly. And thank you for joining me today for this quick 15-minute shoulder-focused yin practice today. Thank you guys. Namaste.